Welcome to Write with Love. I'm your host, Sarah Williams, best-selling author, speaker, and creative entrepreneur. Each week, I chat to passionate and inspiring authors about their journey in creative writing. Some are traditionally published, some do it themselves. Everyone's journey is different, and everyone has something interesting to say. We all love love and love what we do. Today's show is brought to you by our amazing fans and supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the show and get some awesome bonus episodes, go to patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author to learn more. Now here's today's show. G'day, I'm Sarah Williams. Thanks for joining me for episode 51 of Write with Love. I'm recording this on Friday, 7th of December 2018. I can't believe it's December already. My kids only have one more week of school this year and then 6 whole weeks off. If anyone wants to do some babysitting, call me. So my library workshops are going really well, and I only have 2 more left out of the 7 I'm doing in total. So thank you to everyone who has come. I feel more confident talking in large groups and in meeting some really great people. If you're in the Sunshine Coast and would like to come to my workshop, it's called Marketing Your Manuscript. It's free and all the details are on the library's website. The Australian Romance Readers Association will be hosting a romantic rendezvous next March, where readers can come and meet their favourite romance authors and get books signed. Locations and dates are Brisbane's on the 23rd of March, Sydney the 24th, Melbourne the 30th and Perth the 31st of March 2019. I will be at the Brisbane signing and would love to see you there. I will have all my books as well as lots of free stuff for you, and if you're a patron you can claim your hug. The ARA website is australianromancereaders.wordpress.com. If you love Australian rural romance, then for only 99 cents you can read 6 of Australia's favourite best-selling full-length novels and 1 brand new short story. Annie Seton, Suzanne Bellamy, SE Gilchrist, Anne B. Harrison, S.M. Spencer, Philippa Nefri Clark and myself have joined forces for a combined Kindle-only box set called Outback Hearts. It is available now on Amazon, and we've already hit #1 spot in several really big categories, both in Australia and overseas, and that's really great for us. If you would like to join me here in the beautiful Mullaney hinterland, I'm down to my last spot for the Writers' Retreat I'm hosting from May 31st till June 3rd, 2019. All the details are on my website, which is sarahwilliamsauthor.com. We will be writing, talking about craft and generally just having fun. I will also show you all the steps involved in uploading a manuscript to the distributors and how to professionally self-publish. If you miss out on that one, you can also book in for my Noosa Writers Retreat. It's running on October 18th through the 21st on 2019. So you can come and join me at the trendy beachside town for a weekend of writing and marketing tips. Both retreats are strictly limited to 6 people, so get in quick. If you are an author who would like a shout out on the show for as little as $25, send an email to me, sarah@serenadepublishing.com, or become a patron at patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author for more information. Today I'm chatting to another fellow Outback Hearts author, SE Gilchrist. I'm thrilled to be able to share this episode with you today, so enjoy the show and I'll see you next week. G'day and welcome to Write with Love. Today on the show I'm chatting to SE Gilchrist. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure. So SE, or as I like to call her, Suzanne, is one of the other 7 authors who I'm collaborating with to produce the Kindle-only box set called Outback Hearts. which you can buy currently for 99 cents. But before we get into all of that, Suzanne, tell us about yourself and your writing career so far.
Well, I wasn't one of those people that when I was very young said I wanted to be a writer. It was I think a passion that grew as I got older. I always used to write lots of different stories about big families and an awful lot of stories about horses in my teenage years. But it wasn't until I was in my 20s that I thought, oh, well, I really would like to write. I love reading and I have always read. So I thought, oh, I'll give this a go and see if I can make up my own stories and have my own endings and my own characters in there. And that first book that I wrote, I typed on a little typewriter. There was a manual typewriter, by the way. Packaged it all up and sent it off to Mills and Boon in London. And about 18 months later, I got a response, and that was my first ever rejection.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I put it aside because I had children. Anyway, long story. Life intervened, and probably about 8 or 10 years ago, I got the urge again to write. And I thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to get into this. It's something I really want to do. I had a lot of stories in my head, and the main one actually was the science fiction story that I really wanted to write. So I sat down and I worked on that for probably about 2 years, and I sent that into the Romance Writers of Australia Emerald contest for the unpublished authors, and lo and behold, it actually came third. So I was pretty chuffed with that, my first attempt. It was like a space opera. It's about 100,000 words or something. And I sent that off. I went to, backtrack a bit, went to the RWA conference that year after I came third in the Emerald. And Escape Publishing were opening up their doors, and Kate Goodsford was there, and she was like talking to everybody. And I had an interview with her, and I said, would you like me to send this to you? She said, yes, I would love you to send it to me. So that ended up being published in only ebook formula, but it also ended up being the first of 7 books I ended up writing in that series, in that world, and they're all various sizes. So, and that's what started me off.
Yeah, awesome. Well, congratulations on the Emerald. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was like over the moon. I never thought I'd get that far.
Yeah, for sure. So the science fiction, these ones that you're talking about, so the first one got published by Escape. Did the other ones, or did you, how have they been published?
All of them bar one, which I was only a short story, and I self-published that one myself, but Escape has all the others. Okay. All the other rights, I should say. All of them.
Yeah. Fantastic. So you write those ones under SE Gilchrist, and and so you've got science fiction, space opera, apocalyptic, and then you've also got contemporary romantic suspense and adventure romances. So that's very cool. You've got, quite a wide genre base right off there.
I think it's because I like reading a lot of different things. I don't just read in the one genre. I have a pretty broad spectrum of books that I will read, and I will get like a binge read on, say, even historical romances, and then I might go off there and I'll go and read science fiction romance. So my reading genre is very, very quite broad. So I think that's why I like to write in different things. I have lots of different ideas in different settings.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one of the earlier books you've got is called Scent of the Jaguar. So that's a romantic suspense.
And here it is.
And there it is.
Yes. That came out in January. I self-published this one. It came out in January. The story behind that is girlfriend Erin Laura O'Hara and myself got together and decided to write like a dual group venture about an airplane crash and these two sisters, and she would take one sister and one group of survivors, and I would take another sister and another group of survivors, and we'd have to get out of the jungle. And meanwhile, they've got these people hunting them and they don't know why. So it's a bit of a survivalist story mixed with adventure and also obviously the suspense aspect as well.
Yeah, excellent. And so you've self-published that one January 2018, so this year.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, excellent. Was it one of the first ones that you self-published, or had you done more before that?
No. The first ever book I self-published, I think, was Bound by Love, which I should say is an erotic ancient history / fantasy romance. And I wrote that because I thought that was when erotica was coming out, erotic romance was coming out in a big way. And I thought, I just want to see if I can actually write that. So I sat down and I wrote it and I self-published it.
Yeah. Awesome. And then what people probably know you the most for at the moment is Cottonfield Dreams, which I know you've got up, which is for sale as Cottonfield Dreams, but it's also in the compilation, the anthology, whatever the appropriate word is now for that, Heart of the Town.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. But here.
Excellent.
It's an incredibly fat book. Quite heavy. Yeah.
This is a book, though, I see in Kmart and Big W in Australia. I see it a lot. So there's a few different stories in there. So, yeah, tell us about your story and the others, who you're in there with, and how this all came about.
Sure. The Heart of the Town, that was actually based on Mindalby Outback Romance series. It's a group writing venture that I organised with a bunch of six other writers, I should say, because there's 7 of us all together. All of us were in together with the Midara Creek Romance group writing venture. And we just got together and I thought, let's have another go at doing another adventure, but this one I want to submit it to a publisher. And we were lucky enough when I sent off the premise and a little bit of a synopsis about everyone's stories to Harlequin, that they said, yeah, they were definitely interested. So we all sat down and busily wrote away, and our first attempt was rejected.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I, in my wisdom, decided, let's do this in a parallel timeline. Well, have you any idea how hard it is to write 8 stories in a parallel timeline with 7 other writers from various places around Australia? It was actually quite difficult and it didn't really work. So then we had to do change it a little and change some of our stories a fair bit. So it all basically follows one after the other. Yeah. So this one, Heart of the Town, has got myself, Susan Bellamy, Lauren McKellar, and Lee Christine in. And the second one, which is out just now, and the name unfortunately has totally escaped me. Yeah, has got Kerry Patterson and Linda Charles and Stacey Nash, and yeah, that's their stories, the last 3.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. That's really interesting. I wondered when these books kind of came out. There's been a lot of these sorts of books this year, in particular, where I've seen some big name Australian authors and even some New Zealand authors getting together and writing books. And I'm always like, do your publishers just come to you guys and tell you, can you write this sort of stuff? So that's really interesting. Yeah.
No. It all stemmed from our first one, Midara Creek Romance, which actually stemmed from myself in my writing group, my face-to-face writing group, thinking, I've got a couple of friends here who are like really reluctant to go into self-publishing by themselves. So I said, let's go all band together and write a series together so we can all support each other and get ourselves out in the world together as a group. Yeah, and that worked out really quite well.
Oh, excellent. So the Bandara ones you did self-publish?
Yes, we did. Yes, there was 13 of us all together.
Wow. That's big. Oh, fantastic. So Outback Hearts, like I said, is the one that we're doing together. The one that we are technically self-publishing, or I'm doing the publishing through Serenade Publishing. And so your story in this one is Cowboy's Gift. So do you think, or is this something that has been previously published or is still available?
I had previously published it. It's not available at the moment. I've just pulled it off all of the platforms. It's just as an ebook. mainly because I've decided, well, I'm going to rebrand myself in my contemporary sweet romance genre as Suzanne Gilchrist. So I thought, I'll give them all new covers, and which is all I love doing. Yeah, getting new covers is so exciting. So I pulled that one off, and I pulled off The Cowboy Under the Mistletoe, and I'm going to take off Dance in the Outback. I'm going to rebrand them all as the one series. Yeah, and then put them back up probably at maybe December. Yeah, if I can be organised enough.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about Cowboy's Gift and what we can expect for all these people who are going to go out and buy this 99 set.
Well, it's a really good value, this box set. I mean, like, so many authors and really good stories for such a really good price.
Yes, very good.
Yes. Well, The Cowboy's Gift is the third one in this series that I'm writing, and it's sweet to sensual contemporary romance. It's set in corner country of New South Wales, where there's not a lot out there. Mm-hmm. So I want to portray, I should say, a bit about the isolation and also about the beauty of the country in that particular pocket of New South Wales. And it's Rosie and Luke's story. And Rosie has an ex-husband who has left her with a pile of debts, and Luke has a struggling cattle station that he's desperate to get back on his feet again. That's basically how they connect again. They knew each other as kids. How they connect again and how they decide to come up with a plan and to revitalise both their lives and also to help the town.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that sounds really good. So, again, there's 6 full-length novels, including yours and mine, and Annie Seaton, Suzanne Bellamy's, Anne B. Harrison, Philippa Neffrey Clark. I think I've got those. And then S.M. Spencer has written a brand new short story for us as well. Yes. So 6 full lengths and 1 short story, and it's out from December 1st, 2018 until the end of February 2019. Only available on Kindle. I'm sorry for everyone else on those other platforms. Not that I don't love Kobo and iBooks and everything else. It's just that a couple of those authors were locked into KU, which means I'm just not able to put them anywhere else without annoying Amazon. And no one wants to annoy Amazon.
Oh, no, God, no. So true.
Yeah, so, well, that's awesome. And what are you working on at the moment? What are you writing?
I'm working on the 4th story in that particular contemporary sweet genre, and it's set in the same area of the corner country in New South Wales. Yeah, it's tentatively titled The Paper Cowboy, but I'm not certain. I might change that later.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool.
Yes. And it's Maggie's story, and Maggie is actually a school friend of Rosie, who was in The Cowboy's Gift.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, it sounds like you are very busy with all this writing and traditional and indie, so that's very exciting. It's always good when people can do both. So where can people find you online and keep up with all of your new releases?
Okay, my website is just www.segilchrist.com. And I'm on social media as well, but my links are on my website.
Yep, that is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Suzanne. That was great. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Jump onto my website, sarahwilliamsauthor.com, and join my mailing list to receive a free preview of my books and lots of other inspiration. If you like the show and want it to continue, you can become a sponsor for just a couple of dollars a month. Go to patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author. And remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a review of the podcast. I'll be back next week with another Loved Up episode. Bye!